We got the book. We got the notes. Hey lady, welcome back to the ladies room. Today I am reviewing the book Come Sundown by Nora Roberts. Stick around, this is a good one. It is 445 pages, including the epilogue, not including the excerpt from Undercurrents if you have the paperback. Shockingly, it only took me 1 month to read, pretty much the whole month of April. Crazy part is I didn't read the back of the book because it's Nora Roberts, so I picked it up and I just started reading. At the beginning of the book, we meet the Longbow crew. It's a family. Bodine is the main character. You got her brothers, her parents, her grandma, and her great-grandma, and they all live on a ranch out in Montana somewhere. If anyone is watching this and reads Nora Roberts' romances, they know that she does not skip on the landscaping, so you can picture it. There's a Longbow family. They own their own ranch. They built a resort slash spa to host retreats and weddings, etc. The country views are picturesque and the family is happy. Conveniently, one of her brother's friends comes back to town, and apparently he left when he was really young, chasing Hollywood dreams. He's rough around the edges with a gorgeous horse named Sundown. The horse is very smart. The horse can communicate with Callan, the owner, and really there could have been a whole book written on just the horse. But so Callan comes back to town and Bodine is eyeing him, All of a sudden there's a body. We find out that it is one of the women who works at the resort. So everyone is kind of shaken up and the local sheriff is on the case. We find out that his main deputy has a hatred for Callan going way back when. I guess him and his friends tried to jump him at one point, or did jump him at one point. So the sheriff is trying to figure out what's going on. The deputy has a hatred for Callan since back when, and he thinks that he did the murder. And so did I. But I didn't know. Just as things at the ranch start to calm down, another body. So everybody's in a frenzy. No one knows what to make of all this. So now we have 2 bodies. In between all of this, the family keeps mentioning Aunt Alice. So who is Aunt Alice, you ask? Well, apparently Aunt Alice is Bodine's mom's sister, and she left to move to LA when she was young. But obviously that's a generation removed from right now. She left a long time ago, and the granny is still sour about how she left. Apparently she left a nasty letter accusing the family of holding her back, and she disappeared. Very creepy. Towards the middle of the book, we find out what really happened to Alice. It was a couple years after she left. She was broke, her dreams weren't shaken out the way that she thought that they were, and she started hitchhiking back home. So she started hitchhiking home and she gets kidnapped. The story shifts back and forth between the kidnapper's perspective and Alice's perspective for a while. He offered her a ride, and when she accepted it, he bopped her on the head. She woke up in the basement and he held her captive there for 25 years. We won't even go into what he did to her. Fast forward, she breaks out and she runs in the woods until she can't run anymore, and she passes out and hits her head. This is when the hitchhikers find her and they take them to the hospital, and the family is notified, and so on. The family catches up with her at the hospital and she is down bad. Like, she's down bad. She could barely comprehend what's happening, not just because of the concussion, but because of the indoctrination that she's been going through for 25 years. She's screaming out for her captor. She doesn't trust anyone, and they had to slowly introduce her back into real life. So that was crazy. The book picks up the pace towards the end of the book. The kidnappers slash murderers start making more and more mistakes, so eventually law enforcement and everyone else ends up catching up to them, and justice prevails in the end. The deputy and Callan end up settling their score, and Alice gets as good as it can get. for her. Bodine and Colin end up together. No surprise there. While all of this is going on, the family is still trying to manage and promote the resort slash spa with the plans of expanding to corporate events and full ranch experiences. I chuckled a few times because people weren't concerned. Well, they were concerned about what was going on, but they were still booking. And I will say that the staff is more loyal than most. I'm not surprised at the romance, but I was surprised at the bodies. It's a wild one. Scenic and wild. I give this one a 7 out of 10. Maybe an 8. I'll give it an 8 if this is a part of a series. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Let me know if you want an update on that. Have you ever read Come Sundown by Nora Roberts? Or any of her other books? What did you think? Leave a comment below, and I think that's all for this one. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.